Hey everybody, Grayson from PokeProfit. Today we're going to talk about Black Bolt and White Flare. These are sets I've been talking about on this channel for a while. I thought they were really good value. However, people are starting to pay attention to them, and maybe for good reason. The box prices are going up. But before we get to that, I do want to point out the 151 UPC. The reason I'm talking about this today, I did the spreadsheet update, and this is a box that's also up about 33% over the past 2 weeks. According to TCG Player, current market price $1,227 more or less. However, when you come in here and look, a lot of recent sales in the 1,000 range, maybe a little bit higher. You have some manipulation going on here as well. When I look at eBay though, there are listings as low as $870 for near mint UPCs. You have a ton of listings in the 900 to 1,000 range. So TCG Player definitely a little bit higher on the UPCs than eBay is right now. And I think that's important to point out because generally TCG Player is going to be a little bit higher in terms of market price, but by this margin isn't super normal. So that is the first thing today. The second thing too, Destined Rivals booster boxes now up to around $650 on TCG Player. I do think you can find these cheaper on eBay, but not for much longer, guys. I mean, look at the most recent sales here from today, almost $700 USD again. I don't think, and I'm going to say this might be controversial. Some of you guys might think this isn't controversial. I don't think we're ever going to see this box sub $350 ever again. Honestly, some people would even say probably sub $400. That is unlikely. Even if we get a reprint, you have to think that these boxes would just get scooped up incredibly fast. Look at what's happening in Europe with the reprint there. They got as low as what, 400 euros, maybe 350 for a minute there. So Destined Rivals continuing to run. That was really the only thing I wanted to touch on in terms of Destined Rivals. Obviously, a lot of the cards still doing incredibly well. The Team Rocket's Mewtwo, $560. Cynthia's Garchomp, $275. The Ho, $175, which when considered the amount of sleeved products that we got, the amount of booster bundles we got, it's pretty impressive that Destin still has 5 cards over $100. Misty's Psyduck is almost $80 too. The Crobat over 70. So really, really strong set that's holding up well. But talking about Black Bolt and White Flare today, this is kind of the main topic of discussion. I got asked, I think it was yesterday by somebody, why I'm much more bullish on Black Bolt compared to White Flare or something. I can't remember exactly how it was phrased. And I do want to say that I think Black Bolt is a better set, but I don't think it's that much better than White Flare. The fact is, though, these ETBs are very similar in price, and I guess we should go through that first. Black Bolt, $145 more or less. White Flare, $135, less than 10% difference between these two ETBs. Now, when we look at the sets, obviously the Victini is in both sets, which currently, according to TCG Player, it's not the top chase in White Flare, which whatever, we'll let that go. The Reshiram versus Zekrom argument, I do think Zekrom is a little bit better. When you look at market value, it's obviously a little bit more expensive. And then you do have the Seismitoad, $175 currently, whereas the fourth most expensive card in White Flare, we're already down to $78. So I do think you have a bit more depth in Black Bolt, and that is reflected when we come in here and look at top 10 value. We're using TCG Quant for this, and I just want to show you guys first, if we scroll up a little bit, we can go to the long-term analysis. You can see that White Flare is a 7 out of 10, fairly strong long-term hold, and the same thing goes for Black Bolt. It's currently a 7 out of 10. However, when we look at top 10 card value currently, we're talking about $1,750 for Black Bolt, whereas White Flare, top 10 value, is about $1,500, a little bit less than that. So that's a decent difference. And I think when you think about these sets long term, which one would you rather be in? For me, it would be Black Bolt. I'm willing to pay an extra $10 in ETB right now to get exposure to that. In the future, however, if Black Bolt, let's say, runs up to $200, White Flare is $150, I think at that point, it's probably going to be worth putting your money into white flare. And arguably at that point, it's probably going to be better to put your money into, let's say, prismatic evolutions or ascended heroes or another product, assuming those haven't run up equally as much. So that's what's going on with Black Bolt and White Flare. I do like both of these sets. I don't really think it matters which one you've bought. The main goal, obviously, is that you have exposure to these specialty set ETBs, which I don't think are going to be a priority reprint for Pokemon, considering they're still giving us more prismatic. They're going to have to print Ascended. They're going to have to print the 30th anniversary. So people are definitely coming around to these. It makes sense in my eyes. It was honestly only a matter of time. So before we go into the second half of this video, which I want to look at a few Sword and Shield cards. If you guys enjoy this type of content, I'd really appreciate if you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well. It does help out a ton getting these videos pushed out to more people. If you want to work with me this year too, links as always in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. Hopping back into this, a few Sword and Shield big hitters that I wanted to cover in this video because they are starting to move, and we don't do the top 20 alt art update anymore, so we haven't really been doing those videos lately. However, I have been getting a few comments from people saying that with the top chases in the Sword and Shield era gaining in value, they think that the booster boxes are going to move. So I wanted to take a little bit of a look at that today. The Gengar VMAX to start off up around 5.5% over the past 28 days. Over the past 3 months, the chart doesn't work on TCG Player. Again, something that is very frustrating to deal with at times. If you look at the 6-month chart, it's basically been running up since the middle of December. And again, that was kind of like the bottom of that correction in Pokemon. This was sub $700. Recent sales, however, are actually a lot higher than current market price. We're talking about almost $1,000 exactly for near mint copies of the Gengar right now. The Rayquaza VMAX, this is up around 12% over the past 28 days, according to TCG Player. And again, you have recent near mint sales actually pushing above $1,000. You have one here at 360 though. I'm guessing this is an alt language. This is the really frustrating thing with TCG Player. I would imagine it's a Chinese card because you can see here this one at $428. The manipulation that happens, the fact that alt language cards can kind of get bunched in terms of the sales, it's very frustrating to have to navigate at times. The Giratina V, this is probably the largest move, which if you see here, there were 12 items that sold on May 2nd, but this has run up around 21% over the past 28 days. Recent sales around $900. You do have a sale here over $1,000 from a couple days ago. Lugia V, this one isn't as expensive. PSA 10 values aren't super crazy. I want to say like $1,500, $1,500 currently. Maybe it's run up a little bit more. I'd have to check this week. But near mint sales all day, somewhere between $450 and $500. And just a couple more here that I wanted to point out. The Espeon, $300 market price, up from around $285 early on in May. But recent sales are pushing $330. And then finally, the Aerodactyl, this has started to level out around $200, but it is up 12% over the past 28 days, which I think that adds a little bit of depth to a set like Lost Origin. When you think about the sets that are moving the most right now, it is Lost Origin, and you do have Fusion Strike as well, taking a pretty nice bump. But that's all I really wanted to get to in this video. Tomorrow, we will be back to talk about the Sword and Shield era booster boxes. I'll be doing the spreadsheet update. And speaking of spreadsheet updates, we're actually going to be closing down the spreadsheet. TCG Quant, we're launching this week. Thursday, I'm going to have Austin on, and we're going to kind of just run through how everything works. We're still working on a few things on the back end to kind of polish it off. And obviously, there will be improvements as we go, even after we launch. But stay tuned. That's coming this week. Thank you guys again so much for the support. Have a great week. Stay safe wherever you are in the world. And I'll catch you in the next one.